Learn to improve conversions and generate more leads with the video podcast at marketingoptimization.tv.
Hi, and welcome to the Marketing Optimization Podcast with Alex Designs. I am your host, Alex Harris, and today we're chatting with Amanda Holmes. How you doing, Amanda?
Hi, Alex. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Amanda is the CEO of Chet Holmes International, and today we're going to be talking about reasons your marketing isn't working and how to fix that. To get started, what is your definition of optimization and why is it beneficial?
Oh, man. I love how you use optimization. It kind of reminds me of what we use when it comes to our slogan. Our slogan is helping companies work faster, better, smarter. So optimizing is pretty much just that. I really, it's funny that our two worlds kind of combine in that way.
Yeah, we're all looking for specific results and try to make it more efficient. And now, Amanda comes to us from Chet Holmes International. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and what do you guys do?
Yeah. Well, like I said, we teach companies how to grow using sales and marketing strategies from my father, the founder, Chet Holmes. His based on, I have it right here, The Ultimate Sales Machine. I don't know if you've ever seen this book, but it's a New York Times bestseller, and it's still hitting number one on Amazon's bestseller list 7 years after its release. And it's really about just finding 12 ways that you can grow your sales. Not doing 4,000 things, but doing 12 things 4,000 times.
It's that progress, those incremental changes that lead up to that compound effect.
Yes. Mastery. I mean, so many people think that they have to do a million different things to be able to gain traction in their business. But really, it's about sticking it out. It's about finding a strategy that you believe in, that you know you can get that return on, that you know that you can see that growth, that projection possibility, and then just working out the kinks and continuing. For example, one of our clients, they did a direct mail piece, and they had gotten a 20% response from, someone saying that they spent 30 minutes last night on their commute listening to the book on audio. Yay! But so one of our clients, they had a 20% response rate from a direct mail campaign, and they thought that it was a failure. And I'm looking around going, are you kidding me? Normal direct mail response gets about 5%, 4%, and they got 20%, and they thought that they were done, that they had failed. So things like that happen all the time with business owners, and you got to figure out how can I incrementally improve this? How can I do just one more thing? Like you're saying, optimizing. How do you twist and tweak and make sure that you get those conversion rates that you really want?
Yeah, it's about being prolific and just continuously going against that resistance, learning about what's working and what hasn't, and then kind of learning from those mistakes, building up that track record. But, eventually you try something and maybe something doesn't work. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the reasons or trying to figure out why your marketing isn't working.
Well, I have 5. So one of the reasons why your marketing isn't working today is trust. And it's one of the biggest reasons. For example, you think of in the 20th century, one of the most popular ads that ran through every kind of medium you could think of was the Marlboro Man. You remember the Marlboro Man? Of course. It was, like I said, one of the most popular. And yet today, 1 in every 5 people dies of some tobacco-related illness. It is the #1 most preventable cause of death. And we wonder why we don't trust advertising anymore, right? It's insane. So especially when you come to millennials, and studies have actually shown that millennials will trust a person writing a blog over the 5 p.m. news. Today, a study had shown that 33% of them will pick a blog because they want to see the authenticity. People want to see authenticity. They don't care about the corporations as much anymore. We're seeing this change in evolution, of the millennials wanting to be a one-man army and really be their own boss, right? So #1 would be trust. Trust, 1. #2 would be competition. So on average, our consumers are seeing 5,000 commercial messages a day. And if you're B2B, so if you're going business to business, you're seeing double that because they're seeing the consumer things, and then they're also seeing the messages for B2B as well. So Competition is the second thing, especially, I just saw a statistic about in 2020, it's estimated that 60% of our workforce will be an entrepreneur, will be that one-man army. And yet 99.8% of them only make above, or 99.8% make above $1 million in annual sales. So fascinating how we're going to see this like surge of entrepreneurship, which just makes competition 10 times harder. If we think marketing is hard now, wait another couple years as all of these millennials start, really thriving in their online businesses.
Yeah, it's amazing how the internet has really not only fast-paced things, obviously, but the knowledge is more accessible, and it's more accepting to be smart, to read books, to get education, to watch motivational movies and YouTube videos. And it's not common for people not be satisfied in their corporate jobs, or be in college and not know what is going to happen to them after they get out of college, and they go to the internet to look for that. So they reach out to podcasts, and they realize, oh wow, there's a lot of competition out there. But really, once you figure out that target audience and you understand how a problem that you can really solve, then you realize the only competition that you really have is yourself, to get it out there, put it out there, and really be consistent. And now the third step, I believe, is impatience.
The third is impatience. And I find this to be so fascinating. So studies have shown that just 5 hours on the internet, and think of how much time we spend on the internet, just 5 hours on the internet rewires our brains. It's called neuroplasticity, and it makes our brains want that instant gratification immediately. So our brains are actually completely shifting. So our attention span is half what it was just 10 years ago. So if you think that you had 15 seconds to get someone's attention, you now have 3 seconds to get someone's attention. If you think that your page, your website loading, taking an extra 2 seconds makes a difference or doesn't make a difference, sadly, it does make a difference. A third of a second is now making a difference when it comes to conversion rates on an e-commerce site. Crazy. Isn't that not insane?
Well, it makes sense, because part of optimization in everything we do, speed, for every second it takes to load, your conversion rates go down. So not only speed takes into account, but also the way Google sees your website. It's all focused on the customer, the user. They want it to load fast and be user-friendly. That way your bounce rates actually go down. So it takes into account the Google algorithm, your quality score of your website, how fast, if you have a mobile website or not. Impatience is very, very important, because a lot of people, they're not resilient to kind of get through some of those hard times to make their site fast, to make it really efficient. And then they don't know what part of their marketing is really working and what's not. And like the classic quote says, half of my marketing is working, I just don't know which half. So how do we figure out where that wasted online marketing is?
Oh, you're so good at segueing. So the next step, out of 5 reasons your marketing isn't working like it should, is wasted marketing. And studies show that 86% of ads that are paid for are never seen. They're hidden, they're at the bottom of the page, they're hidden behind a pop-up, it's not converted to the right desktop screen. 86%, and that's what you've paid for. It really makes a difference to make sure that you're monitoring how you're getting ads on the internet, where they're showing up, what company you're using, what agency you're using. Do you have anything to say about that? Oh yeah, well, with nowadays with marketing and the tools that we use, it's very easy to basically track. So when we go into a website and we try to figure out how to improve their return on investment, how to improve, decrease their CPA, the amount of money it takes to acquire members, we look at where they're spending their marketing efforts. In particular, in pay-per-click advertising, more than likely they're spending a whole bunch of money on ads that aren't converting anyway.
You really want to nail down and narrow the money you're spending only on the words that are actually converting. And then the words that aren't converting, you make them negative keywords, and it actually increases the amount of spend that you can do on the things that are actually converting already. So figuring out where your wasted online advertising is key.
Perfect. Well, the last reason why your marketing isn't working like it should is because you're not closing. So, and I know that this, is kind of goes into the sales, but our salespeople, I don't know if you knew this, but it turns out that only 0.4% of the universities in the United States teach sales or marketing as a major or minor. 0.4%. And we wonder why people aren't good salespeople. It's actually, who said this? Oh man, I'm forgetting the source at the moment, but it's been said that 3 out of 4 salespeople are ineffective. We know that only 8% of salespeople are truly sales superstars and they're the ones that are producing the 80% results. So to be able to have those great salespeople, you have to train them. And people really don't realize this. They think that they can hire a salesperson, show them Amy and say, okay, Amy sells in the business right now. Follow her around, learn from her, and then you'll be able to sell, which is completely not right at all. It's like the caveman, like follow. Oh. So what we teach is how do you do that consistent ongoing training? There's 7 steps to the sales process: critiquing, refining, role playing. You should have scripts. You should have the 5 ways of overcoming all of your top objections. You should have the 3 questions that you ask to find the need. You should have the 2 things that you're doing to build and establish rapport. So all of these steps should be outlined and built and put together and then trained and tested and continued so that you create sales superstars, because there's very small percentage of those that truly are sales superstars.
And you can take those same sales techniques and apply them to online. How you can figure out the language to use, the right colors, the way you position your brand and your design. Same things that can translate in a real world sales experience can translate online as well. How you onboard a customer and turn potentially those free trials into paid, or give away a lead magnet, or try to win them over in different ways. But I think there's one key thing that really differentiates that the good sales or the good marketing from the bad marketing, and really what makes the prospect take action. Can you talk a little bit about your education-based style of marketing?
Yes. So for all the reasons why your marketing isn't working right now, I keep flipping. So I have Periscope and I'm flipping back and forth between you and me so that everybody can see you, because they're like, who is this person that's interviewing you? So everybody can see. Say hi. Okay. So one of the things that you can do, and it doesn't matter any medium, and I just think this is so brilliant, and it changes people's whole worlds. It just changes how you market and sell. So it's this thing called the buyer's pyramid, and I wonder if I can draw it actually, just to give you an example. So at any given time, you have, let's say, 100 people in a room, and you ask them, how many of you want to buy a car? So this is the buyer's pyramid. It's beautiful. So you have this top 3%. So you have 3% that are interested in buying at any time, at any given time. And this is for any product or service. It doesn't matter if you're selling marketing consulting or SEO or a car salesman. So at any given time, you send out a message, 3% will be interested in buying. Just like if you're cold calling, you call 100 people, you'll get roughly about 3% that are interested in buying at any given time. Then you have another 7% that are open to it. I'm thinking about it. Maybe in the next couple of months I'll buy. That's interesting. Then you have 30%. I'm going to draw this so I don't have to keep. I'm doing this on the fly, so it's a little bit not pretty, but you'll get the point. So then you have 30% that just aren't thinking about it. It's not on their periphery. SEO, I wasn't really thinking about that. I don't think I'm interested. Then you have another 30% that think they're not interested. They've heard about it and it's not really for them. And then the last 30% are definitely not interested. So of this entire buyer's pyramid, you only have 10% that are interested in your product or service at any given time. So these 90% of the buyer's pyramid aren't interested in what you have to say. And this is where content marketing is so key. I really believe that my father was a grandfather of content marketing. He started talking about content marketing before the internet was alive, like 40 years ago. That's how he got his big break with Charlie Munger and doubled the sales of Charlie Munger's divisions, 9 divisions, multiple years in a row consecutively. But so going back to this buyer's pyramid, 90% aren't interested in what you have to say. So you really have to educate them. Stop selling, start educating. How can you get your message to the right people? Yes, Paige. Paige just said that. Get your message to the right people and say something that's interesting to them. We call it the stadium pitch. So I'll give you an example. Alex, imagine that you're in a stadium full of 50,000 of your prospects, and you get up on stage and you say, "Hi, my name is Alex, and I'd like to talk to you about blank." And I do this with my clients all day, every day. What would be the title of your talk if you were talking to 50,000 prospects? What would be the title of your talk?
It would be, I kind of know, I've been watching some of your stuff. So mine would be something like, increase your sales and leads by 20% in the next 21 days.
That's awesome. That's prime. Now, I'll tell you that majority of businesses will say something like, "Hi, my name is Bob. I'm here to talk about cars," or "I'm here to talk about HVAC," or "I'm here to talk about how we're the best and you should work with us." And it's really just focused on themselves. And this is where education-based marketing comes in, where you really have to find, how am I going to educate my prospects on something that's interesting to them? It would be great. So people come out of pain way faster than they come out of than pleasure. So hit them with some pain points to get their interest, to create that desire. Pain and so you have pain and then solutions. That's what creates desire and gets them to purchase. For example, let me give you an example. One of our clients was a vitamin. They sold vitamins, and what we did for their stadium pitch was the 5 reasons humans are going extinct. That's so fascinating. Who wouldn't want to know about the 5 reasons why humans are going extinct? It catches the eye. It's a head-turning title, and you want to know more. If someone called you up and said, "Hey, would you like to buy some vitamins?" Only that top 10% would be interested. Otherwise, the 90% will say no, click. But if you said, "Hey, would you like to know the 5 reasons humans are going extinct?" Who wouldn't say no to that, right? So it gets so much more of the buyer's pyramid interested, and that applies to your opt-in on your website, to your PPC campaigns, to your lead magnets, to your email marketing, to the webinars and seminars that you're doing, to your direct mail. I mean, your press releases, everything you can think of ties back to that concept of that stadium pitch and really providing them something that's of value to them.
Yeah, it's really interesting in direct response and online marketing. A lot of times on the homepage, the website, we call that like a unique value proposition or something that really is going to differentiate them from their competitors and be results driven and quantifiable. That's why I kind of knew what I was going to say, because I kind of always tweak mine and I test mine. And a lot of the people who are probably listening to the show, that's probably what they do too. So testing your stadium pitch or testing your unique value proposition is really key, because once you figure out that one that's going to be the difference maker, that's going to increase your leads by 10x or your sales by a certain amount, then you can start to use that same tagline or that headline on your ads or your banner ads or your Facebook ads or in your tweets. And that way people kind of remember you specifically for that. So as we start to close out, let's talk a little bit about you. How can we find out more about you, and what are you up to?
Oh, we're already closing out. I'm bummed, Alex. This has been so much fun. You can hear about my company. You can go to howtodoublesales.com, and we have a little training there that's for free. It's a lead magnet, if you will. And for those of you that know marketing, a lot of the time I don't talk to people that know what a lead magnet is. But so howtodoublesales.com. And the first video teaches, it's fantastic. We've got a bunch of comments on there. Just everybody absolutely loves it, because sometimes there's just one person in the way of talking to the most influential, important people on the planet, and that's a secretary. So how do you get past that person? And I know we talk so much about internet marketing and how to get people's attention through Facebook ads and through social selling and all of these things, but cold calling is still working. Cold calling is very much still working. Someone's asking, what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is basically a series of videos that give great value and teach something that engage your prospects and start establishing that rapport. So the first video is getting past the gatekeeper and just great tactical step-by-step tricks. Then the second video is the one thing that makes all the difference. So we go a little bit more into how to educate your clients and get them, how to educate your prospects and get them as clients. How to truly be a strategist, because a strategist will slaughter the tactician every single time. And then lastly, the third is a, actually, I'm testing changing up my lead magnet right now. So the third is a question mark. I don't know which one we have up there right now, but you will love it because both of them are great. It's either a 7 steps to the sale or 3 strategies to double sales. So either one, they're both fantastic. Also, if you want to go to Periscope, at Amanda Holmes, I Periscope all the time, or tweet me at Amanda Holmes. We also have a Twitter at Chet Holmes, C-H-E-T, like that, C-H-E-T, Holmes. Yeah, I guess that would be how to get a hold of me. And but this is really, if you're a one-man army, I would say that this is the best investment you can make. It's $12. Everybody calls it their marketing and sales Bible. They keep it within arm's distance the entire time. Like every day when I take our calls, when I talk to our clients, they're like, it's within arm's distance at all times. It's near my bed. I've highlighted it so many times, I need a second copy. So that would be the greatest way to learn just the tips and tricks to get from 500,000 to 1 million to 5 million to 10 million to 100 million and beyond, because each step takes certain skill sets to be able to master to grow that to the next level.
Yeah, and that's cool. I'll definitely check out that book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, and you can find that wherever books really are sold.
Yep.
To close out, what would be the next step that you would tell listeners to get that next level in their sales or their marketing? What's that next step?
Well, it depends on where you are to give you the next step, but I would probably say the biggest thing is making sure at the end of the day that you have provided a service, that you've provided value, and that you come from a place of authenticity. And I think that that's so key, especially, we went over those 5 things. There is so much fluff out there. There's so many people that are just trying to scam and trick and steal. So if you come with value and saying, I'm honestly here to solve your problems and serve you in the highest, you will float to the top. And it doesn't matter what you do. And I stick by that and I stay true to that. That would be my advice.
Love it. Got to be authentic. Your story really is what matters. People like to work with people that they like, and you have to put yourself out there to show, to win over that work. Thanks a lot for your time, Amanda.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for watching the Marketing Optimization Podcast with Alex Designs. Please remember to subscribe to all of the videos in my YouTube channel. Thank you.